Well, this is Summer Hill where I'm standing. Well, it's not a hill anymore. You can see from these visuals. What has happened in the last 12 to 24 hours is that a temple has been washed away due to the flash floods and heavy rains and has resulted in something like this. In fact, this is the origination point of the destruction which actually claimed life of 11 people in the Shiv Mandir area, in fact, which is located down from this very point. You can see the kind of debris over here, the kind of mud over here, the kind of trees which have fallen from the upside, because this is the downstream area, and in fact on the pavement of it was that very temple where a lot of people used to visit regularly. And unfortunately, Monday was the day when this entire incident unfolded. It was the day of Sawan, when a lot of devotees come to the temple to actually offer their praise to Lord Shiva. And in fact, this is the Summer Hill area. You can see the sort of destruction which has been done due to the flash floods over here. In fact, the NDRF teams are down there working continuously to actually cull out the extra debris from here. And in fact, up there is the advanced study area from where this entire flash floods began. And in fact, you can see the level of destruction over here. And in fact, only looking at these visuals, you can imagine the kind of pressure from which the debris and the water came from above till down to the temple, which actually claimed life of 11 people till now. The search operation is already on. A lot of teams are working in tandem on the ground, but this debris and this level of destruction only gives you the real picture as to what transpired in those couple of minutes when this entire slope was washed away due to heavy floods. Still, you can see a lot of trees which were uprooted, a lot of mud over here. It's very tough to actually walk on these terrains. In fact, the officials have cordoned off this entire area where no one is actually allowed to step into. For locals, they say in Shimla in particular, this is one of its kind incident they have witnessed in many decades, because Shimla city is one of those planned city where, yes, usually there are rains, there are landslide, but something of this vicinity or this ambit doesn't occur quite often over here. Till now, a lot of people, over 10 people have been, their bodies have been actually recovered, but still the operation is on. The Chief Secretary of Himachal Pradesh says that the number is very tough to ascertain, but he says he fears that around 22 to 25 people could have been died in this unfortunate incident. But when we spoke to the locals, they say that it's not only 25 to 20 people, there could be more lives which have been lost in this very tragic incident. Right now, this is the epicenter of the tragedy here in Shimla, in particular in Himachal Pradesh. And the situation as of now remains to be a tad bit better, because there are no rains from the last 6 to 7 hours. Yes, IMD has given a yellow alert for the region, and in fact on and off they've been maintaining that rains will continue. But in case if the rains will continue, it will make the job of the rescuers more tougher to actually cull out this extra debris which is there on the ground on this very spot. Till where you can see, you can just look, you can see at the trail of destruction. And in fact, there also you can see that very railway bridge which has also been destroyed by this heavy debris, which actually originated, this entire flash flood originated from that very point, that very tipping, that very point, and then it swept away whatever it had in its way. And in fact, now the rescuers are trying to actually empty this entire region. Locals are here. In fact, this is a point, or this is the time when a lot of tourists also pays visit to Shimla and Himachal Pradesh. So definitely it's a daunting task for the authorities as well to actually control the situation, because right now this, if I can tell you the entire situation at that very spot where that mandir is, as you can see, this is the very road which actually goes towards that part of the road. And if you can just imagine, if this entire road has been washed away, in fact it is not just one road which has been washed away, it's like these 3-4 roads which are actually step by step located on the hill. So all these roads have been actually washed away due to these heavy floods. So you can just imagine the sort of damage which has been done. In fact, not only damage, the commute, it is very hard to commute as of now over at this very spot, because all these sub lanes and the lanes are completely packed with this debris, this mud, these trees. In fact, the gentleman on the top is continuously giving a cautious sign that the stones are still rolling down, and in fact it is not safe to be here at this very spot. So right now the onus is completely on authorities to actually clear this space, and in fact to also look out for other regions as well which have been affected by these heavy rains and floodings. I'm standing in the compound of Institute of Advanced Studies here in Shimla. And perhaps this is the very point from where those flash floods originated, which took lives of many devotees which were there at the Shiv temple at Summer Hill. You can see the visuals over here, the kind of destruction which has been done at this very place because of that very particular cloud burst is very unprecedented. In fact, we have been told by the authorities that actually cloud burst was reported at that very spot, at that very area, and this destruction happened as the part of the backlash which happened due to that very cloud burst. These are the visuals which tell you the exact story as to how destructive was the entire situation when this cloud burst took place. In fact, from this place only the water gushed into the low-lying areas and resulted in the tragedy which claimed lives of many. In fact, the authorities have used this material also over here just to clamp down on the speed of the water in case rains happen once again, and it is also being used to actually stop the debris to falling further towards this very area, because down from this very place a lot of rescue work is on, and in fact you can see some people in this area, and in fact some JCBs also over there where continuously work is on. In fact, I've been joined by one of the workers of this very institute who was here when this entire incident took place. सर, पहले आप ये बताइए कि उस दिन क्या हुआ एग्जैक्टली, क्या पूरा कहाँ एग्जैक्टली क्लाउड बर्स्ट हुआ और क्या पूरा किस तरीके से पानी नीचे की तरफ बहा, क्या कुछ बता सकते हैं आप?
ये बादल फटने से हुआ, बादल फटा उस वजह से हुआ है सारा जो नीचे को हादसा हुआ, जो भी हुआ बादल फटने से हुआ। एकदम ऊपर से पानी आया और एकदम इसका बिल्कुल सारा असर ऊपर तक आया। इसका इस हाथ इसके हुआ नीचे थोड़ा सा, और इसका असर यहाँ तक आया, और इससे ये नीचे सारा बिल्कुल चलता गया, सारा पहाड़ खोदता गया।
कितना भयानक था, कितना भयानक?
भयानक तो इसका कोई अंदाज़ा नहीं लगा सकते कितना भयानक था। तो ये तो परमात्मा ही जाने, भगवान ही जाने क्या है क्या नहीं है, ये तो नहीं देखा किसने। पर लोगों की बात सुन के ऐसा लगा कि पूरा जैसे नदी का जो बहाव होता है उस तरह का ये नीचे।
क्या किसी तरह का डैमेज इस इंस्टीट्यूट को भी आया है?
नहीं, नो।
और तो क्या लगातार जब से ये चीज़ रिपोर्ट हुई है अथॉरिटीज़ लगातार काम कर रहे हैं ऊपर से लेके नीचे तक, तो पहले से कुछ बेहतर हुई है सिचुएशन आपको, मतलब देखने में ऐसा लग रहा है?
पहले से तो बहुत ख़तरनाक है, मतलब ठीक नहीं है, मतलब डरावना वो है, और इसका असर आगे तक भी पड़ सकता है। ये ठीक ना हुआ तो ये बहुत भयानक काम है, ये परमात्मा की इच्छा है। तो इसमें किसी का दोष तो नहीं है, कोई नहीं, ये तो ऊपर वाले की देन है। जो हुआ सो क्या कर सकते हैं, इंसान तो इसमें कुछ नहीं कर सकता है।
Well, so this is how he explained actually what transpired on that very day when this cloud burst happened. On my right is the institute, on my left is the affected area. This entire area, actually I was there down south at that very spot where this very incident took place, and in fact this is barely, if we go straight to this very area, this is around 100 and 150 meters, not more than that. But the kind of destruction which happened in the matter of few seconds is something which has actually garnered a lot of attention, and also has actually made people's life also very miserable in this area, because you can see this entire institute is also closed for today. since it's 15th of August, that is also one of the reasons. But authorities here in Himachal Pradesh have issued alert. Police, other security personnel are constantly working down this hill. Also, a lot of security personnel are working. This area is very densely this is very forested. This area is very densely forested, so you can only imagine if the water was gushed into those very plains, the speed of that water and the impact which it made to that very temple, which was actually destroyed, taking lives of many. Till now, many bodies have been recovered, but still the rescue operation is on. And in fact, the authorities are making all out efforts to make sure that no body be left undiscovered, because the water flow was so high that the authorities have to say that there is a possibility that a lot of bodies could have went on to a different place far from this very spot. This is Yash Goel with video journalist Rama Shankar for CNN News 18 here in Shimla.